There it is.
The clap.
Good morning. Curt and Jen in the morning. Here's our pod/videocast for you. Thank you for joining us every single weekday. We do this. We'd love it if you would like or follow or subscribe or whatever you can do. You know, we would like that.
May I also say happy Tuesday and happy National Happy Hour Day?
It's Happy Hour Day?
That's a lot of happies.
Yes, that's right. And you don't, well, you celebrate Happy Hour Day. We all celebrate Happy Hour Day whenever we want to, but today it is your civic duty.
National.
Because it's National
Happy Hour Day.
Exactly. So coming up on the big program today, have you ever left a big event early to beat traffic? And I think the key word here is like a big event. You know, not like, oh, we're gonna leave in the ninth inning because the game's out of control. But how about look at our attention spans, which are they longer or shorter than you expected?
What?
Okay.
The sexiest bald men in the world.
There's some disagreement there,
This list
too.
I was real mad at.
Mm-hmm. Also, guess what we're doing? We're doom spending. We'll tell you all about doom spending. And also, as we mentioned yesterday, you certainly came loaded for bear.
I mean, you guys, what is the deal? We have a lot of ways that we've stupidly injured ourselves. Did I say that right?
Sure.
Stupid ways we've injured ourselves.
That's coming up. And finally.
And I can't wait for this. I found this, Curt, and I'm so excited to share it. The financial regrets of baby boomers. I'm a huge fan of learning from other people who have experienced stuff.
Was it just financial regrets or just regrets in general?
It's financial regrets. Okay. It's financial regrets.
Fantastic.
It's good stuff.
All that coming up here, and here's some music. Go, Jen.
Okay, Yellowstone is back. I do not watch the show, but I know it's mega.
Okay, I thought you did watch it.
I don't watch it. Do you watch it?
No, but
okay.
It looks like I would like it.
The second half of season 5, which has been delayed, was finally released on Sunday.
Yay!
But, and if you haven't seen it and you weren't expecting this, because I don't even know if this is a surprise or not, it's without Kevin Costner's character, John Dutton. He's the patriarch of the Dutton family.
We don't even know if that's
I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that because you don't know what happened, and I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
There you go.
But it's back.
More music.
Oh, okay, more music.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I wanted to say. It's just back.
Here is the question, and we're not. This is not your question to answer, but in your head, I guess you can.
The answer is yes.
Yes. All right. And I think this is true for most people. Have you ever left a big event? You know, maybe I'm thinking like a wedding or something like that. Have you ever left a? Well, I guess not for beating.
What about a concert?
Yeah,
like a
concert
big concert
would be good. A
okay,
wedding's not
I have
good.
for sure because I don't like sitting in traffic.
That's and that takes priority over the fact that we haven't seen the big encore or whatever.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, if it's a mega encore and I love the artist so much, I'll stay.
Right. But that extra 5 minutes, it's tough. You're like, we could beat traffic.
Yeah. I'm like, let's at least start walking out and we can watch the encore from afar.
A very good idea. That's what we do as well, Dana and I. And, of course, we go to a lot of Kraken games. There's many,
traffic jams.
Do we want to go now or do you want to see how this turns out? If it's a close game, I think that has something to do with it. However, 80% of people said that, yes, they have left a big event early.
80%.
In fact, and you're going to laugh at this, Jen, when we were, and this is, I feel very fortunate that this was the 4th time, I think, that Dana and I, or 3rd, had gone to see Wicked. And at the intermission, she's like, you want to go?
What?
And I was like, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but let's
Did you leave at intermission?
No, we did not leave at intermission.
Oh my God, I can't even believe that you would say that. That was a show where I stayed till the very end.
Well, is the mentality there like, well, I spent a bunch of money for these tickets, we're seeing the whole thing?
Well, but it's a whole play. Like, if you haven't seen it before, you definitely need to know how it ends. And if it was so good to go several times like you have, why would you leave early? I don't understand that.
We stayed. I knew I'd get a reaction from you.
Okay.
75% of people overall said that they would go to more events if they knew traffic would not be such a nightmare.
True story.
Case in point would be shows, not at the Gorge, but at...
No, the White River Amphitheater. I've never been to a show there because of that, because I've heard so many bad things about the traffic there. And I get so mad. It's not worth it to me.
White River Amphitheater is in Auburn, Washington.
One way in, one way out.
That's the problem. One way in and one way out. And it's so I've missed concerts.
I mean, the Gorge is not great either.
I think the last show I saw there was Alanis Morissette. And this was, not recently. This is like 20 years ago. She was dating Ryan Reynolds because he was there.
Oh. And so how long did it take you to get home?
Well, I left like way early.
Oh, because
I think she was supporting No Doubt, maybe.
I was at the Gorge watching Luke Combs, and I stayed till the bitter end because it was not even bitter. It was awesome. It was amazing. But it took me over an hour just to get out of the parking lot
at the Gorge.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right.
Here we go.
We're getting frustrated.
Yep.
On that story.
My attention span is short. I need to move on.
Well, you and I have both talked about this, about, squirrel, that type of thing. You even call it squirreling when you get sidetracked.
Seriously, both of us are guilty of that multiple times in an hour.
Yes,
even.
Or something shiny. Oh, look at that. So the average American attention span, we're going to get into this. It's shockingly short, and I think that's not so shocking.
That's not shocking because
look
at the iPhones. Look at you have to post a 15-second or less video if you want to post anything on certain platforms. I'm like, what?
Yep, that's what it's come to.
People won't stick around.
There was a poll done, and this is not to pick on any particular group, but the Gen Zers checked their phones 6 times during a TV show, is what it says. Right? I imagine I check my phone at least that much during that. I'm not a... Well, I am a Gen Zer. Yeah, I'm a Gen Zer.
No, we're not Gen Z. We're Gen X.
I'm sorry.
We're Gen X.
I got it way wrong. You're right. So millennials, they say check their phone 5 to 6 times. Gen X, 4 to 5 times. And baby boomers, 3 times they would check their phones during a TV show. And that kind of goes along with the, I guess, as people are older, they're a little more mellow, like, whatever,
Well, I mean... What did we talk about yesterday where I brought up that book that I'm reading, The Anxious Generation?
Yeah.
The Anxious Generation is Gen Z. They're the rewired generation, or I think that's what he called it, the rewired generation. I mean, their whole life, their childhood, their adolescence, the way they've grown up is on a phone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they check their phone the most because that's what they know.
And I think that, there's a large group of people that know it's not a great idea to be on your phone that much. But for the most part, we're like, whatever. Honestly, I've never consciously said, once in a while, the little thing will pop up and say, your screen usage was down, 5% from last week. And I was like, oh, that's good, I guess. But it wasn't done on purpose. Any
lower screen time that you can get. What was really sad to me in this book, I'm going to keep talking about this book because it is blowing my mind.
Again, what's the book called?
The Anxious Generation. Okay. He talks about really pay attention to when you're in a conversation with someone, how you want to check your phone. And I do get distracted. Like if I'm like, this person's boring me, I should check my phone. That is so rude.
Yeah.
Be in the moment and try to figure out something interesting. It just, it's sad. I have fallen into it myself and I'm mad at myself.
Sometimes I will force myself, excuse me, to hold eye contact, you know what I'm saying? Because that keeps you engaged as well.
It just is. The book is worth reading because it will really wake you up to things that are happening in our world, in your own world.
As far as the attention spans go, this study found people were asked how long they can watch something, and there's a few examples here. How long they can watch something before they get bored and want to multitask. Now, I'll jump in here and say, is it boredom or is it just what they've learned to do? You know what I mean? But the responses were, for movies, apparently, people can watch 16 minutes of a movie before they get bored and want to multitask. Shows, I guess that's TV shows, 14 and a half minutes. Podcast, apparently, our podcast needs to be just over 9 minutes long because that's all people
That's all we get? We need to shorten this way up.
Yeah.
I feel like we give a lot of great information in short amount of time.
We try to, yeah. So, and it's just an average, Right. And finally, audiobooks a little over 8 minutes before. I would say with audiobooks and me, it's not 8 minutes before I get bored and check out. It's 8 minutes before I fall asleep. Because those things, man, that's just like
audiobooks.
Yeah,
that's how I listen. That's how I read.
That's how you
books.
read. I understand, but that puts me right out. It's almost as much of a sedative as watching Bob Ross painting on TV on a Sunday.
Yeah,
laying on the couch. So there you go. Our short attention spans.
Maybe work on that. Work on your attention span.
You work on your attention span.
No, I'm just saying in general. We, us, as a collective.
Now this surprised.
I cannot on this. Can I just go right into it?
Mm-hmm.
The 10 sexiest bald men in the world, according to a scientific study.
Now, this is a scientific study. This is not a poll.
No, a marketing agency used a list of criteria like smile analysis, shine factor, vocal attractiveness, and media perception to create the ranking. So maybe that's what explains this list.
Is
some of these
factor,
things.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Oh, I think that's good. You got to shine.
Okay, I didn't know if people...
Your head.
Well,
okay, I'm going to go from number 10. And the fact that Vin Diesel is sitting at number 10 ahead of some of these other ones.
That's a little surprising.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Number 9, Stanley Tucci.
He's fun. I enjoy watching that guy's acting, and he's got the cooking show now. So
French soccer coach.
Terry Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't look him up. I should have looked him up because I don't know what he looks like.
Number 7, sexiest bald man in the world from the scientific study.
Samuel L. Jackson.
There you go. Here's number 6.
Number 6 is what I cannot believe, and it's Danny DeVito is sitting at number 6.
Oh, you are
beating Vin Diesel.
You're a short personophobe.
I'm not though.
All right. That's surprising, but then again,
Terry Crews, who is number 5, who is the host of America's Got Talent.
Right now we're to surfer Kelly Slater. You've probably never
number
seen.
Number 4.
Now
Shaq.
the top three sexiest bald men of 2024. Number 3 is Shaq.
Shaq Attack.
Number 2, surprising. This is surprising that he wasn't number 1, in my opinion.
Me too. Number 2 is The Rock.
Right.
Who should be number 1.
Now, before we get to number 1.
Okay.
I mean, building the...
Okay, build the suspense.
I was stunned that it wasn't The Rock, just because of how present he is all the time, and a good-looking dude, you know what I mean?
Number 1 has to be maybe smile, maybe media perception.
Again, smile analysis, shine factor, vocal attractiveness, and media perception all decided that the number 1 sexiest bald man in the world
is Prince William.
I like the silence.
I have no words. We can now move on.
Well, do you think he's an attractive guy?
No.
Oh, he's not in the top 10 list. He's just not an attractive dude.
No,
at all.
I mean, okay. No, he's nice looking.
Right.
He deserves to be above Danny DeVito, in my opinion. I like Danny DeVito. Nothing against Danny DeVito, but if we're ranking these bald men,
he would be.
Anyway, those are your top 10 bald men in the whole wide world.
You're welcome. You threw this in here as a...
Oh, I'm going to try this, Curt.
We should call this a pizza hack?
Well, okay, so I want to know if anyone's tried this. Text me, message me. Mm-hmm. Has anyone tried the Upside-Down Pizza recipe, and is it actually good? Because we just watched the video, Curt. Mm-hmm. It's this TikToker named that cast iron guy. That's his name.
And this is how many? There was
16 million views of this thing.
So maybe you've already heard about this. The Upside-Down Pizza.
It looks good, and
it does look good.
And you take a cast iron skillet and put all your toppings for your pizza in reverse. So it's the meat and the veggies and the cheese and the pizza sauce. And then the pizza crust goes on top. You bake it at 400 for 40 minutes and voila. Then you dump it out.
And you
dump
flip
it out
over.
of the pan.
Yeah.
It looks delicious.
I'm going to say when it comes to pizza, whatever combination or however you want to do it, it's going to be good.
Well, that's true.
Right.
But this looks like if cast iron brings a whole nother level of deliciousness, in my opinion, to food.
All right. Well, if you've tried this, let us know. If you want to try it, it's that cast iron guy.
That cast iron guy. He's on TikTok. Here's what I say will be the hardest part of this whole recipe.
Flipping?
Yes. Because cast irons are really heavy, and you've got to put a big cutting board over it.
And then flip it.
And I cannot, I mean, I need to work on my one arm strength, because you've got to be able to use one arm with the cast iron and flip it together. I'm going to need hot fire boyfriend Pat to help. He's real strong.
He is real
strong.
That's really strong if you're real strong. So there you go. Try out the Upside-Down Pizza. Now, this was one that I saw a couple days ago.
Yeah, tell me, Curt.
It's no surprise that people are feeling anxious these days. Maybe that's one way to put it. Nervous might be another way to put it.
Post-election, let's put some,
Right, and this happens
context
quite a bit
this.
after an election.
Yep.
Apparently, it's come down to this. Americans are feeling anxious, so they're doom spending, which immediately I'm going to say, I just thought we used to call this retail therapy.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I might be guilty about this, and I shouldn't be doing it because of my U.S. dollar income.
Well, the source I guess the reason that this is happening is there's two of them. I'm not going to go through all the details, but the biggies are people are soothing their fears about issues like politics or the economy, which you think, okay, well, if the economy's tight, you don't want to spend money. But YouTube, TikTok videos are showing up everywhere, Reddit, personal finance discussions, data and surveys are saying people are like, yeah, I'm just going to buy that. And I think there's another reason, which is what they're saying here is what they're calling doom spending. It feels good. Does it give you like a dopamine injection or something like that?
Yeah, especially if you find a real good deal on something.
What about a real good deal?
A real good deal.
There you go. So, and maybe you're okay with that. That's my thing. Is I don't really feel like I have an issue with it. with going out and buying. I mean, little things.
Curt,
okay. I do spend a lot of money.
I come into your house and the entryway is full of boxes from Amazon.
That's for my business.
Okay.
Did you need all those things, Curt?
It's a real lot of boxes, Curt.
It's a real. Oh, she used to get mad at me because every now and again when we were back on the radio, we'd take my truck to go to an event.
And we need to load some things in the back, and it was full of empty cardboard boxes.
That's because I recycled them.
And I love that you do that.
Big recycle
Thank
place.
you.
So if you're interested in curbing your doom spending, a few things you can do. Experts say the first step is self-awareness, understanding your beliefs surrounding money and how you react to certain events and how they affect your spending habits. I don't want to put that much effort into it.
Well, then you're not going to like my boomer story about their financial regrets, because this is going to be a no-no.
Here we go. The other few things are unplug and take a step back from the pervasive internet culture.
Yes.
Experts are saying, like everything, like get outside, go walk, be in nature. And finally, you can take steps to prevent destructive financial behaviors by engaging in other coping strategies, such as going for a walk, calling a friend, maybe signing up for a class just to give you another option besides going on and spending.
Here's another thing. Like, if you really feel like you need to spend money, put it toward your Christmas gifts. Like, start buying stuff for other people on your list.
So you still get that feel good of I bought something.
It's just not for you. It's for someone else.
Do you already have your Christmas shopping done?
I have some done. More than I usually do, actually.
Am I getting coal again?
Yes.
Why?
I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm getting you, Curt.
Not fair. Yeah. We've known each other for so long, I think. We like little things like, it's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday. We'll go have drinks or something. It's like not that big of a deal anymore.
No, birthdays are a big deal. You know that.
All right.
I'll make you some treats.
I love that. Our question from yesterday. Go.
Yeah, stupid ways you've injured yourself. People.
We weren't
Come
missing
on.
words.
We got I can't even believe the response to this.
Well, I'm surprised when these things come up because some people are stupid is a bad word. We don't use the word stupid or dumb. But guess what this is? This is stupid ways that you've injured yourself.
So we're going to blow through these because there's so many of them, but we want to tell people's stories. So go ahead.
All right.
You start with a few.
And it's still posted. So if you hear this podcast and you want to join in, because we know you've got good stories.
We look at all the posts.
Mary, she says she parked at a rest stop on the way back to Spokane from Seattle, tried to make it quick, so jogged through the trees instead of taking the concrete path, and guess what? Tripped over a tree root, caught myself with my right arm, torn rotator cuff.
Oh, it needed surgery.
There you go. So far, of all the ones, that's the biggest injury, I guess.
Marilyn opened a kitchen cabinet and turned around to do something and then face planted into it because she already forgot she had opened it.
That's funny. I've almost done it myself,
I
Marilyn.
have done that.
Like you open it and you're like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
How about Heather standing on a fire hydrant? My friend grabbed my feet as a joke. There's a problem right away. That's not
I tried to jump but slipped and landed on top of the fire hydrant and broke
my tailbone. Slell says, I once pulled a muscle in my back. Well, I once pulled a muscle in my back leaning over to fart. I win. That's what it says.
That's kind of
that's
a good one.
Wow.
Laurel said, I was preparing for a garage sale a number of years ago, was carrying a stiff cardboard box. I tripped in the garage. The box went into my left side, hence pushing my ribs up into my spleen and rupturing my spleen. I went to the ER and they had to remove my spleen that night.
Let me jump in here as another spleenless person. You knew that.
That's right.
Sledding accident when I was 7. It turns out if you decide to sled down the hill and through the trees, if you hit one of the trees and you slide off the sled and wrap around the tree, you rupture your spleen.
Is that your silly one? Is that
Oh, no, that was, I was 7, so I don't know if it counts.
But you told your one on the ladder from last.
And I've got another one that I can add too. All right. How about Corey? I fell on the tailbone. That's just so painful.
God, yes, it is.
Corey fell on her tailbone trying to teach my boys and their friends how to pogo stick. This is awesome.
Nice.
As I laid there trying to catch my breath, a painful humiliation turned into a just don't do as I did moment.
You're right.
That's hilarious.
Brian said he forgot to remove a disposable contact lens overnight, woke up in savage pain, took another day to figure out why. So he had the same contact in his eye because what?
I don't wear contacts. Does it
it's terrible. It dries. Yes, it dries up. Yes.
How do you get it out? With a lot of difficulty?
Yeah, and maybe saline? I don't know. Brian's going to have to tell us. Oh, gosh.
Jackie, your roommate.
Oh, this is terrible.
Tripped over my dog while on a run, face planted on the sidewalk, gave myself whiplash and a concussion and 2 very black eyes.
Yeah.
But you still love your dog.
Jody said trying to open a cell phone to get the battery out with a knife.
Where's this going?
Missed and severed my tendon in my left thumb. I had 2 surgeries and was in a cast for 2 months.
Now, Jody further goes.
She's a friend from high school.
She says, Jen Pirak, I seem to remember you having both arms in a cast when I met you. Are you going to talk about that?
Yeah, so when I was in the summer going into my 7th grade year, so going into the middle school for the first time, I had a slumber party, I don't know, a week before school started. And we went down to the local park, the school field to play on it, and they had the soccer goalie posts. And we were hanging on it and flipping them over, right? Like flipping the goalpost over so you could swing on it.
Sure.
And I'm like, flip it over really hard so I swing really high. And they did, and I slammed down on both my hands and crunched both my wrists. And I had to have surgery on one of them. And so I entered middle school with 2 casts on my arms, one up to my shoulder, one up to my elbow. And my mom had to go buy me new school clothes because none of them could get over the cast. And she had to write my notes for me. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible.
But I think you also get a pass due to age, right? Because you were...
Maybe.
12, 13?
Yeah.
Okay,
keep going.
Dorothy.
Thank you, Jody.
Dorothy had my first injury ever at school in September, carrying a load of materials for a training that morning. Tripped over a thick hose under a piece of outdoor carpet on the walkway, hit my elbow against the brick on the building. Had to have surgery. I have a 9-centimeter medical grade screw in my arm.
Dorothy's a teacher.
Yeah.
Or was a teacher.
Is that going to affect her when she goes through security at the airport?
I think it might. Sonia, go.
She has 2. Running through a haunted house with my friends, broke my nose.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's the second one?
At the park, downtown Bellevue, thought I could step up on a retaining wall to go over it with my hands full.
And fell and broke her leg?
I've never broken a bone. I mean, I've had a dozen concussions, but that sounds so painful to me.
Ina running through a glass door? Oh my gosh.
Do you remember, was it... No, maybe it was Kareen. I thought we had a show where you had walked into a glass door after.
Oh, I've walked into glass doors, screens. Emma said bent down to spit in the sink when brushing my teeth, and my neck went out, and I was out on, oh my God, flat on my back.
That's when you realize that some time has passed, because I have a friend that threw their back out reaching for their phone. You're like, whatever combination of, my spine is in this position and I'm leaning this way a little bit and my hand is over here, and you go,
oh, yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're just lifting a phone. How about Leslie demonstrating how to do a layup in PE?
She's a PE teacher.
She's 5'1", tried to jump really, really high, like you.
And it didn't end well?
It didn't end well.
What happened, Leslie? You don't even give us the,
I'm going to say there's at least
bones?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about our friend Lily?
Yep.
Cutting a very old lime. This is already a great start.
It was dehydrated and hard. Knife slipped and went through half of my finger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Also, Lily sat crisscrossed on a couch with her laptop for graduation, working on a graduation paper for 10 hours a day all weekend. Hurt my back because of the terrible posture and the length of hunching over the laptop. And then couldn't get out of bed because of the back pain. Oh. If you've never had a problem with your back, that's when you realize how much your back is attached to everything.
Oh, I know. Your whole being is...
Right there.
Nope.
All right. What about Randy?
Randy, an awkward sneeze throughout my back. Lots of back injuries.
Yeah, and a sneeze could be pretty powerful,
Yeah.
All right. David, stabbed myself through 3 fingers while explaining to my brother why he was using a knife dangerously. By imitating his use. 9 stitches later... It did allow me to say, see, I told you it was dangerous.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's my proof, 9 stitches.
Okay, Meredith said, doing bathroom remodel, laundry chute exposed, accidentally stepped in it while painting the ceiling. The sides were sheet metal.
Like an air duct?
And I peeled off a chunk of the back of my thigh. Hey, oh, my God, I can barely get through these,
This question was your idea, and you're wincing so much. Although, Andrea, closing a door with my finger in a jam, no good. Patrick Harrison, let's just say the name... Dyson ball cleaner is misleading.
Oh, I get it now.
It took a second. That's all right.
Let's just say the name Dyson ball cleaner is misleading. That's funny.
That's not exactly what it does, Patrick. Thank you. Lynn, making pesto with an immersion blender. Basil leaves got a little clogged. Use my finger to clear them.
Oh, my God. It got 12 stitches.
Oh,
Connie, too many to count, but my top 2 involve riding bikes. First in kindergarten, 4 days after learning to ride my bike without training wheels, I decided I could ride without hands like big kids.
Oh, yeah.
Ride down the street, right into a parked car, broke my collarbone, and filed off my front teeth at an angle. which did aid in my witch costume for Halloween the following week.
Well, there's a positive. And the second time for Connie, right? Somewhere between 8th and 9th grade, again, a kid, was riding my sister's new bike to the store, complete with my new purse because, I was so grown up. Turned a corner, the purse slipped off my shoulder, got stuck in the front wheel. Of course, we know what happens. Bike flipped, pinned my arm, breaking my collarbone yet again.
I don't remember that. Connie used to be my best friend in grade school.
Maybe she was embarrassed to share the story until now.
Dang, I don't remember that. I'm sure I knew about it, but I can't remember. Oh, wow.
Please.
Those are so great, you guys.
Share with
wow.
us. Remember
Outaramas.
The one I had yesterday was getting up on a wet ladder in the rain, wearing flip-flops. And what was the other thing? Oh, I was changing the light. I was changing the battery in a security camera. And I also stood on the very top step that says, do not step here.
Curt.
That can lead to a concussion.
Just a small little concussion.
It happens sometimes. Let us know yours. We're still love to hear about them.
All right. The 5 biggest financial regrets and lessons from baby boomers. This is seriously like life lessons right here. Seriously, I think we can learn a thing or two. Most boomers born between 1946 and 1964 are now in retirement, and many have enjoyed successful careers and comfortable lifestyles. But they're finding themselves in a little bit of a financial situation, some of them, like a less than ideal financial situation.
Okay.
So, what do we want to say about all this? There's so much.
How about we'll go with this? We'll stay with boomers. 37%, about a third of baby boomers say their biggest financial regret
is not saving enough money for retirement.
When they go through these lists, isn't that always the top thing?
Not saving enough for retirement.
We're not saving enough money.
Yeah. So this is what you can learn from their habits, we're going to provide you some ways that you can save more money.
There you go.
5 biggest lessons. Here they are. 1, start saving early.
Yep.
If they could do one thing differently, they would start saving for retirement earlier.
Shared that a couple of days ago. That that whole thing they tell you when you get your first job at 15 or 16, just put away $25 a paycheck.
The compound interest part of it plays into. Invest in stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs.
Mm-hmm. Saving money is great, but getting involved in stocks, mutual funds, and such is a tried and true way to build wealth for retirement.
Here's the thing. Start with your employer's retirement plan because it's pretty much easy, free money.
Right.
Because they usually do a matching program.
Exactly. Do at least invest in at least what they do for the match.
Open an IRA, especially if your employer doesn't offer 401k, because you can start saving yourself. Mm-hmm. And start with ETFs and index funds. These investments give you ownership in diversified basket of stocks and or bonds.
Some of the other things, living within your means, or actually learning how to live below your means, can help you save more money for tomorrow.
So don't doom spend.
Don't doom spend. Pay off your debt.
Yes.
Try not to carry debt on credit cards and what have you. Although, again, these are difficult things to do. And how about the final one? Take your health seriously, because it will be expensive. It is expensive. A lot of people I know, you and I, being between gigs.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is not, do I have enough money to get through the week? It's, I got to be able to afford insurance. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you at least have Dana and can be on her insurance,
which
right?
I'm very fortunate.
I don't have that luxury, and I will tell you, it's over $1,000 a month.
Is that for you? And
no, that is just for me.
And if you want to include Macy and Riley, it's
no, they get to be on their dad's. Thank goodness, he has great insurance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month.
Over that. One thing I wanted to mention about, you can go through this health, because it's all about preventative care.
Okay.
Like, go to your appointments. Don't put off going to the dentist. Don't put off going to the eye doctor. Like, go to your annual stuff. If you've got insurance right now, those things are paid for the most part, with the exception of a copay. Right.
And then what you said about the, you just said it a second ago. It's preventative procedures, preventative medicine that really helps out. And I think that a lot more insurance companies are covering those things now than used to. Which is good. Yeah. Because it used to be, if you get sick, come and see us and we'll pay for it. Not, here's a way to avoid getting sick or getting...
But here's what I wanted to mention, because Pat and I are trying to plan for our retirement, right? We need to make sure that we're financially set up to be secure. Fidelity estimates that the average 65-year-old retiring in 2024 will spend approximately $165,000 on health care costs when they're in retirement.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's not a year, thankfully, but still.
Yeah. So contribute to HSA account. I never did that. Mm-hmm. You can invest that. Look into long-term care insurance.
That's what I need to do
And
now.
Again, keep up with preventative care.
There's a bottom line here. You want to read the bottom line?
You read it.
Baby boomers' biggest financial regrets offer valuable lessons for younger generations.
That's us.
Saving early, investing wisely, and living within your means, you can build a strong financial foundation and enjoy a fulfilling retirement.
You know what Pat and I talked about?
What's that?
The going out to eat. And even if you have a drink going out, that puts up your bill exponentially.
That's when I sort of gave up drinking, not completely. I still have a margarita or whatever. But for the most part, it used to be every meal, if you ate out, there was wine or something like that. And the funny thing is you don't think about it until you stop doing that. And maybe you have water with your meal instead. And lo and behold, guess what? I ordered a $30 steak and my whole bill was $30.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't mysteriously grow to 75 or something like that.
All right. Where's our music?
Do we have time for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do this music.
What's popular right now that you have zero interest in?
Where do I start?
Kurt and I were going to use this as our question of the day, and I'm like, I don't even know that I could list things that are popular right now.
Right, without sounding like a doofus.
Yeah.
Because my first thought was skinny jeans, which I think looks silly on just about everybody.
Okay.
Although there are, again, I shouldn't say this, but there's a lot. Like for me, there'd be a big old muffin top.
For Pat, hot firefighter boyfriend Pat, he wears slim pants, not skinny jeans.
Are you rubbing it in again?
No. And he looks good in them.
There you go.
All right, here are some things.
What's popular right now that you have zero interest in?
All right, here are some of the responses.
How about, AI? Just in general.
AI.
Everybody talking about AI and stuff like that.
Streaming, like this Twitch culture.
What do they mean by Twitch culture?
Twitch is like the platform where gamers go.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's it. What's this with Stanley Cups?
Not the NHL championship cup.
Oh, okay, yeah. See?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
The Stanley Cups that you can
buy. The one that you drink out of, that is all the rage.
Right. Fillers, Botox, plastic surgery. People are saying I'm tired of that.
YouTubers, broccoli haircuts, cyber trucks, pickleball?
Yeah.
No.
Here's the deal with pickleball before people knock it. I mean, having played, is it as intense of a workout as playing tennis? Probably not.
100% no.
But it's still up there.
It's still fun, and it gets you some exercise.
Exactly. I mean, that's because I run a lot to get, some of those balls. You're like, well, it's past me.
Yep.
That's not true.
Here are a few more. Vaping, politics as your personality. I don't even know what they mean by that.
Okay. No. Fantasy football. I've never really gotten fantasy football, but people seem to love it. Kombucha?
I like it. I like that.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's it's like a drink that has all the
Oh, yes, I do know.
You know what I mean? Like what's it called? Like the sauerkraut type of thing.
Riley drinks it, and she shared one with me once. It was terrible.
No,
Ozempic. People are saying I have zero interest in talking about Ozempic and those weight loss pills.
And adult coloring books, I didn't even know those were still popular.
I didn't know those were a thing.
There you go.
One answer was pouring beard on my pants.
Is that popular?
I'm not interested. Something that's popular, but I have zero interest. Okay. I don't think that that's popular. I'm going to go with that. Pouring beard on your pants.
Sing some of that popular song from Wicked.
You're going to be popular. Lar.
That was one of my favorite scenes in the show.
Yeah, because it's Galinda being all 100% Galinda. Which if you were in...
Galinda.
If you were in...
Wicked?
That's who you'd be. That's who you are every day, just trying to keep people happy. I love it. All right. Are Americans over getting together for the holidays? Are Americans over holiday gatherings?
I can't even read this story. This makes my heart sad.
Holidays, of course, just around the corner, which is really exciting for the people who love getting together for social gatherings and stuff like that. Of course, me. There are also people who are secretly hoping that there's another pandemic or something. I don't want another pandemic.
No, not that you want another pandemic, but I am let's do social gatherings. You and Dana, not so much.
However, we are hosting Thanksgiving, and we have 8 people coming, which is nothing compared to your big... How many people sit at your table, by the way? How many seats are there? Jen Pirak...
I can probably sit...
This is serious.
I think we've gotten...
Imagine, like back to medieval times, those big, long tables that the kings used to have, and whatever the...
I think we've gotten 18, maybe 20 at the table.
And that's not squishing
table.
People in. This is a massively long table. You had to rent a house.
We custom ordered it. We custom ordered it when I was married. This was very important to me that we would be able to gather our family around one big table.
Right. And you succeeded. Let me say.
It makes my heart very happy.
So here's the news. The survey found Americans may be getting tired of holiday gatherings. The average person is planning to attend 3 big social events this year, the whole year, which is down from 5 last year. So many people still planning on Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners. Well, there's 2 right there.
What about Christmas party? What if we do a little open house? You came to that last year with Dana.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
But fewer people are doing get-togethers for like Friendsgiving and New Year's Eve. Friendsgiving?
I mean, do you think that I only attend 3 social events a year?
I think you attend 3 social events a month. Maybe a week.
I like that. Is what gives me energy, and I love being around people, meeting new people, hanging with old friends. I love it, love it,
And
love
we're
it,
not
love it,
like,
love it.
Dana and I are not old Scrooge curmudgeons. We just
Being with family.
Yeah,
Makes my heart so
we like
happy.
being at our house. So only about a third of people say that they wish they were attending more gatherings this year. Well, that's down a lot. So a third of people say they wish they were attending more gatherings this year. Last year, that was about 62%. So that's a big drop right there. Don't change. Don't go changing, Jen Pirak. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so here's your question of the day. Ruin Thanksgiving in 4 words.
Should I start?
Yeah.
Ruin Thanksgiving in 4 words.
I have 2. Do you want me to give you mine while you're thinking?
Grandpa's got gas again.
There's no mashed potatoes.
That's a good one.
And we're not getting together.
Oh.
That would ruin Thanksgiving. The mashed potatoes, not so much. We're not getting together.
No, the mashed potatoes is way bigger than we're not getting together. Mashed potato. Oh, my
So
God.
ruin Thanksgiving in 4 words. That's what we want from you. So
Easy
we'll put that
enough.
on Facebook, Curt and Jen in the Morning Facebook page.
You only have to come up with the 4 words this time. Nice and short.
Yep. I can't wait to read these.
Potato. Yeah, okay. You guys always, we really appreciate that you always come,
We
come
appreciate
out in
you
droves.
listening. Yes.
With
Love
the
it
answers.
so much.
So here's our closing music.
Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Make good choices. Find joy. Spread kindness.